The city was quiet that night, but inside her apartment, the air felt electric, charged with unspoken words and hesitant glances. Chuku stared at him, the man who had become both her anchor and her storm, her husband in name, but far more than that in heart. "Why are you here?" she asked, her voice soft, yet edged with curiosity and a hint of longing. The question hung in the room like fragile glass, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. He didn't answer immediately, letting the silence stretch, letting her heart race in anticipation. Then, with a calmness that contrasted sharply with the tension, he stepped closer and said, "Why shouldn't I be here?" It wasn't just a reply. It was a challenge, a confession, and a promise all at once. The truth between them had always been complicated, tangled with past commitments, secrets, and the kind of emotions that didn't fit neatly into words. "My wife is here, so I came," he added finally, his tone neutral, yet the underlying warmth was unmistakable. It was a statement simple in structure, but heavy in meaning. Chu felt her chest tighten. His presence, this quiet certainty, forced her to confront feelings she had tried to ignore. She had spent countless nights imagining scenarios like this, but now that it was real, now that he stood in front of her with his composed demeanor and subtle intensity, her mind felt chaotic, her heart betraying her cool exterior. "Chuku, what are we to each other?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. There was humor in her tone, a teasing challenge, but it was undercut by vulnerability. He answered simply, deliberately, "Husband and wife." Those words, while ordinary to the world, carried a weight that seemed to anchor her soul. She blinked, swallowed hard, and asked the question she had been holding back. "Then why didn't you say it just now, those two words?" He hesitated, not because he didn't want to say them, but because the timing, the world, and his own heart hadn't yet aligned. I wasn't ready," he confessed, a rare crack in his otherwise unshakable demeanor. It was in that vulnerability that Chuku realized just how much he cared, how much he was fighting not against her, but against his own doubts and fears. She remembered last night, the closeness, the intimacy, and she couldn't help but ask herself, didn't we already cross that line? Why hold back now? His eyes softened as he looked at her, a storm of emotion swirling beneath his calm exterior. "I want to wait," he said finally, his voice low, deliberate. "I want to wait until we're ready, not until our relationship is strong enough to face the world." It wasn't a refusal, it wasn't hesitation, it was care. A desire to protect what they were building together. Chuku's heart ached with a mix of frustration and longing. She wanted the world to see him, to see them. But she also understood that love, real love, couldn't be rushed or forced. Even as they navigated their private world, the outside pressures of life loomed large. There were contracts to sign, business deals that demanded his attention, and a society that scrutinized every step they took. Yet he managed it all with a balance that was almost supernatural. In the midst of corporate chaos, he still found time for her, for moments of intimacy, for the quiet affirmations of love that mattered far more than any deal could. One evening, as she waited for him in the garage, she felt a twinge of insecurity. Am I not worthy of being picked up from my office? She wondered silently, her fingers tapping nervously against her phone. When he appeared calm and composed, she realized just how much care and intention he placed in every gesture. The mundane act of picking her up became an intimate ritual, a reminder that amidst the chaos of the world, they had each other. Their love was far from simple. It was layered with teasing, playful banter, heated arguments, and quiet confessions. There were moments when she doubted his intentions, when jealousy crept in, and when the fear of being hurt threatened to overshadow their connection. Yet each challenge only brought them closer, each tension resolved through understanding and patience. "You're jealous," he once teased, and instead of anger, she felt warmth. Realizing that her feelings mattered to him, that they were acknowledged and valued. Even in moments of desire, he showed restraint. "Love should be willing," he whispered one night, holding her close but refusing to cross a boundary she wasn't ready for. "Forced love isn't sweet, but sometimes I just want to try anyway." There was a tension in his words, a teasing, playful pull that mirrored the stormy passion between them. She laughed softly, shaking her head, knowing that this man, This paradox of strength and vulnerability was hers completely irrevocably. The world outside continued to intrude with social media posts, contracts, and public scrutiny threatening to break their carefully constructed bubble. Yet even in this chaos, they found ways to communicate, to affirm their connection. Simple post, a carefully chosen angle, a subtle acknowledgement, these became their language of love, a code understood only by them. Each photo, each message, each gesture became a testament to the life they were building together, a life that was private, sacred, and intensely theirs. Chuku learned to navigate this world with him, understanding the subtle rules, the nuances, and the power that came with their union. She discovered that love wasn't just about passion or desire, it was about patience, strategy, and the quiet victories that often went unnoticed. Whether it was negotiating with difficult colleagues, ensuring someone showed up on time, or simply managing the mundane aspects of life, she found herself growing alongside him, becoming stronger, more confident, more attuned to the rhythm of their shared existence. Yet even as they tackled life's challenges together, the intimate, private moments remained their anchor. A cold shower in the middle of the night became a ritual of alertness, a symbol of discipline and care. A lighter poking in a pocket became a small, playful reminder of closeness and attention.
Ow.
These tiny, seemingly insignificant details were the threads that wove their tapestry of love, a pattern unique to them and unbreakable by outside forces. Their connection was a delicate balance of power, vulnerability, desire, and restraint. There were nights when desire threatened to consume them, when words failed and only touch spoke the language of their hearts. There were mornings when laughter filled the room, when teasing banter masked the deep affection underlying every interaction. There were quiet moments when they simply held each other, the world outside fading to insignificance. Through it all, one truth remained clear. Their love was real. It was messy, complicated, and sometimes painfully slow, but it was theirs. Each challenge, each misunderstanding, each moment of hesitation only deepened their bond. They were learning, growing, and discovering the rhythm of a love that was patient, understanding, and profoundly transformative. In the end, it wasn't about rushing, about declarations, or about the judgments of others. It was about them. About the quiet, steady, undeniable connection that had been forged through shared experience, mutual respect, and an unshakable desire to protect and cherish one another. Chuku realized with a clarity that was almost startling that this love, this messy, imperfect, beautiful love, was worth every challenge, every doubt, every sleepless night. And as the night gave way to dawn and the city stirred once more, they remained in their private universe, a world where desire met patience, where longing met restraint, and where love uncomplicated, fierce, and real was allowed to breathe, grow, and flourish. For Chuku and Shang Yuzhou, this was more than romance. It was a partnership, a sanctuary, a life meticulously crafted together, a bond that no outside force could sever. Every glance, every touch, every shared silence became a testament to the love they had chosen, the life they were building, and the future they were determined to face together. And in that quiet, in that charged, electric space between them, they understood one truth above all: love, when nurtured with patience, respect, and understanding, could endure anything. Theirs would.